How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the replay. Mikey, if you're watching in the replay, or if you're watching live, Ecamm is only the software that I use to stream live. But you don't need Ecamm to watch it. You don't need a Mac. I need a Mac to run Ecamm, but you don't need a Mac to watch an Ecamm stream. It's just a stream. So you watch it or you don't watch it. Here, Mikey's here. Yeah, dude, you don't need Ecamm. It has nothing to do with Ecamm on your end. It doesn't mean it's your Wi-Fi, but it's certainly not Ecamm because that's like I can't think of an analogy. I'll think of one in a minute. But anyway, if you're in the replay, like maybe Mikey is because he cuts out halfway through this one and then he goes back to the replay. If you're in the replay, let me know you're in the replay. Put a hashtag of some kind. Hashtag I am in the replay. Something like that. If you're live, then let me know you're here. You guys can start commenting at any time like you already are. And let me see. We got, so you guys said that it's helpful if I go through the hellos. This way you know that I can see you and whatnot. So, ow. Oh, I hope you're not in pain. I hope you feel better. Hi, Ray. And Kelly's here first. Nah, here's second. Sorry. Mikey is here and Kirsten is here. Hello. And it's a mystery. Yeah, I don't know what it is, dude, but I'm sorry to tell you, you didn't solve it. All right, let's. Yeah, so here's the deal. I'm going to go through my spiel, and then I'm going to ignore all you guys while I'm doing that, and then I'm going to come back to the comments, and I'm going to read them, and that's my favorite part of the show. It says 3 people here. Let's wait 10 more seconds, and I'm going to take a sip of water while more people join. Which is weird because like there are 4 of you commenting. I guess one of you left. Who is it? Who is on my shit list? All right, let's get going. Oh, I can hear myself on the phone. I was like, what am I hearing? All right, open up your goals. Open up your goals. Now, I'm stealing this topic from Kyle Cease. Have you ever heard of him? He's really cool. He's a speaker, a comedian. He's on YouTube. He does some things. Anyway, check him out if you don't know who he is. Don't check him out. Just watch me. No, he's really cool and very funny. So he had a video that he put out today on his YouTube channel about open-ended goals. And my wife and I were listening to it this morning, and I was like, oh my God, this is like so me. Because have you ever read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? Or have you ever watched the movie The Secret or listened to Law of Attraction teachers like John Asimov? Is that his name? John Asimov? Or Bob Proctor? Have you ever heard of these people or listened to them or learned anything from them? Well, when I started learning about the law of attraction, and then I read Think and Grow Rich, it had a lot of stuff like like pick a thing that you want and start visualizing that thing, and it was thing oriented, so it was like I can remember in the movie The Secret, what was his name, Jack Canfield, talking about wanting to make $1 million that year, and he and his wife would visualize making $1 million that year, and then lo and behold, by the end of the year they got a check for $997,000 or something like that, and he's like, it wasn't exactly $1 million, but it was close enough. And I will never forget John Asimov. Why can't I remember his last name? Was it It's Asaroff or Asimov. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. He was in the movie The Secret too, and he was the guy who was he was in the house that he had, and he was talking about the vision boards that he had made years ago. Do you remember this part of the movie? He's talking about the vision boards that he had made, and he's like, and so we're in this house now. I finally bought my dream house, and I have these vision boards that I had made years ago, and I took them out to show them to my son to teach him about vision boards, and lo and behold, unbeknownst to me, the house that we were living in that I had just bought was the exact same house that I had not taken pictures of, but like cut out pictures of or printed from the internet, whatever he did, and put them on his vision board. He had vision boarded the exact house he was now living in. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You put a house on a vision board and you don't realize when you're looking at it that this is the exact house. Like, this didn't click in your brain. Come on. I wasn't into this stuff because I tried all this stuff. And by the way, if this stuff works for you, then great. Keep doing it. You can turn this one off. This one is not for you. This one is for the people who that stuff doesn't work for, okay? Oh, and in Think and Grow Rich, it was very much like think of an amount of money you want to make and a time frame that you want to make it in, and write that down, and then every day be like, I will make $30,000 by the end of June. And then like that's what you think about all the time. I don't know, dude. Maybe the law of attraction doesn't work for me. I don't know. But these tactics have never, ever, 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 never, not one time worked for me. And probably for the same reason that all the entrepreneur Lamborghini bros tactics never work for me either. Build a funnel that looks like this and get people to go into it and then tell them that they have to do this and they have to buy it by Thursday or else it's going off sale. And it's like, oh my God, this is like, it's way too frustrating. It's like, look, I make videos, they're over here, they're for sale. If you want them, buy them. If you don't want them, don't buy them. I don't give a shit. That's how I do it, you know? So I'm just like, it just never worked for me. And I never really understood why. And it was always kind of a hard thing for me to, I was like, why doesn't the law of attraction work for me in this way? And so I'd always try to find workarounds. And then lo and behold, I see this video this morning, Kyle Cease saying, yeah, don't do that shit. It doesn't work. And I'm like, why doesn't anybody say this? And he put it into good things. So I took it and I put it into my stuff. And so here they are. Here are the three things, right? So you have a closed goal, which is I will get this by this date, right? It's a specific thing that you want within a specific time frame. Could be anything. I want to lose this much weight by the summer. I want to find a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever by June. I want to, right? Anything. It doesn't matter. I want to make $1 million by tomorrow. Right? That's a closed goal. And by the way, once again, caveat, if that way works for you, then it works for you. Then do it. Absolutely. Keep doing anything that works for you. It does not work for me, and I don't know why. Compared to an open-ended goal, which is, to me, makes a lot more sense. Because when you break down a closed goal, it's like, I want to make $1 million. Well, why do I want to make $1 million? Do I need it to pay off the bookie or else he's going to shoot me in the head tomorrow? Or is it just going to make my life easier and am I going to be happier and stuff like that? Generally, it's because I want this thing by a certain time because I believe that I'm going to be happier having it, right? Like Abraham says, you want the thing you want because you believe you will be happier in the having of it. So they always say, so just practice being happy. And so Kyle said, make it an open-ended goal where I don't, because here's what happens. I forgot a step, and I'm sorry. So when you have this closed goal, I want to make $1 million by Thursday, right? So then what happens is I start going into overdrive with how can I do that? I'm going to build a sales page and a funnel, and I'm going to buy ads, and I'm going to put things in it, and blah, 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 blah. And I want this thing running and primed and going by this amount of time, compared to an open goal, which is I want a healthy business, and I want to be doing something that I love to do, and I want to be working on my art every day. Well, that feels to me so much better. It's just like that the feeling of this is just like, I don't know how to do that, compared to I just want to work on my stuff and feel good. The money is a byproduct, you know. I need to lose 20 pounds in 6 months or in 2 months or however, it doesn't matter how long, right? Or I just want to feel healthier. And you know what? I think I'm going to go for a walk every day. You're going to lose the weight, but now there isn't this stress to do it by Thursday, you know? So when you're doing a closed goal, you're focused on the result and a time frame, and so your brain starts going into overdrive trying to figure out all the ways to do it, and you are stuck in the known. You can only think of things you already know. You can't think of ideas that way that you don't know. You can only think of things you know. Well, I could jog really hard. I could start working out more. I could just go to the gym and really white knuckle it and just every day run on that treadmill for 6 hours. I could do that, right? Or I could just make that funnel and I could do that sales page and I could make 25 videos a day and I could do it, you know, and it's like, it's all I know to do is stuff that I see other people doing. Compared to the open goal, which is I just want to be healthier, or I just want to be like. So here are two examples of an open goal that I'm working on. I just want to be healthier. 2 months ago, my son and I started working out about 5 days a week together. You can't see it because you only see me from here up, but I've lost 10 pounds in that amount of time in the last 2 months. So I didn't say I need to lose 10 pounds in 2 months. I said I'm going to hang out with my son every day and work out, and we're going to have fun, and we're having fun, and we're doing it, and we're spending time looking for videos together, and we're doing them, and then he's like, can we do it now? And it's like, it's a lot of fun, and then we weigh ourselves every Monday morning, and I've lost 10 pounds. Right? And we just keep it on going. So it's like, okay, that's pretty amazing. But the biggest open-ended goal, and you've been hearing me talk about it for 9 months, is I just decided to start a Facebook group. I had no clue why. I just decided I need to start a Facebook group and start putting myself out there and be on stage and talk and just let my shit out, because that doesn't do any good in here. I got to get it out. Compared to, I need to have a multi-million-dollar business by next weekend, or else I'm just going to explode or something, you know? And it's like, I didn't know what the Facebook group was going to turn into. I didn't know if it was even going to be a lead to a business, or if it was just a thing to become a peer group of artists to gather ideas and then go run a different business. I had no idea. No idea, and I didn't apply an idea to it. I just was like, I didn't attach an idea to it that it has to be this. And it has to be by this day. It's just like, let's just see what happens with this and have fun with it, and then let it evolve and let it go and let it go. And so it's for me, it's magical. When you're stuck in the known, you're trying to figure it out in your brain. When you have an open-ended goal, you're letting the magic work, and ideas just keep flowing and coming to you. So that's number one. And the other two will be quicker. Closed is I've already said this, so I'm just going to rehash it. Number two is the closed goals are focused on the results. I have to lose that weight by that day. The open goal is focused on the feelings. I already said this in the run-up to all of this. So, but what we want is the feeling. We don't really care about the result so much, because what we really want is the feeling. If you wanted to lose 10 pounds by Thursday because you didn't feel good, and let's say you worked really hard and you lost those 10 pounds, and you still didn't feel good because you weren't eating nutritiously, or you were over-exercising, or now you were dehydrated or whatever, right? Well, then what was the point? You whoop-de-doo, I lost 10 pounds and I still feel like shit. Compared to, I just want to feel better, and let me do things that, this feels good, and I'll go for walks, and I'll work out with my son, and I'll do this, and I'll do that. And man, I'm feeling so much better. This is so nice. This is so nice. Let me stand on the scale. Holy shit, I lost 10 pounds. You see the difference? It's like, you'll still lose the 10 pounds. You'll still get the money. The business ideas will still pop up. But it can't be the goal. The goal is the feeling, you know? And number three is very simple. I say this all the time. A closed goal is focused on the destination. I got to get there. But the open goal is focused on the journey. It's like, I want to be moving towards there. Remember, it's like, once you get there, now you're there. And it's like, I chose this place, and now I'm here, and I'm feeling a lot of other contrast, and I'm not sure that I'm in the right place because I don't feel the way I want it to feel. Let me choose another goal. Maybe it was 15 pounds. Maybe it was $2 million. I don't know, compared to, man, this is fun. I'm just having a good time. I wake up every day and I do my posts in the group and I go live, and then I go and I have dinner, and my son and I work out, and we're doing our thing, and then, wow, this is a cool business idea. Let me work on that. And that's what I'm doing. So that's that. Let's see what you guys have to say about all this. Mikey, for somebody who can't speak here, you're here. Shit's a secret. Donna, hello everyone, especially Bobby. Hello, Donna, especially Donna. I'm piggybacking on Peep's comments again. What is up with that? What's up with that? I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, Donna, you have your own comments, so comment away on other people's comments. Doesn't matter to me. I still see them, and they still count. Hello, flowers and smiley faces. Hi, Robin. How are you? Asaroff. Yeah, Asaroff. That was it. He's a nice guy. I met him once. I'm not a name dropper, but I met him one time. I was at a law of attraction thing, and he spoke at it. And afterwards, I went and shook his hand. I was like, "I saw you in The Secret," and he knew that. And he was nice. He was a nice guy. But just the whole thing with the vision board, I was just like, come on. You didn't know that was the house? If I put a car on a vision board and then one day I'm driving a car and I'm like, oh my God, I put this on my vision board, I forgot. No, I know exactly what I put on my vision board. I love your take on this. If it's too much work, it's not right. Yeah, it's a lot of work, Now, once again, one last time, there are people who could say, I want to make $1 million by the end of the year. And for them, saying those words evokes the feeling that I'm talking about. They're the same thing. The words are, I want to make $1 million by the end of the year. But the feeling is, oh my God, that would feel so good. That would just be amazing. And then they just kind of let it go. They just go with the flow of it. And so for that kind of thinking, that scenario would work, which was why Napoleon Hill said do it that way in his book, and why so many people do it that way, and it works for them. However, my brain doesn't work that way. I say I need to make $1 million by the end of the year, and I go, how can I do it? I need to do this, and I need to do this, and it needs to have that, and that won't work. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's too much work, and I get so frustrated, and so it's just like, I don't care how much money it is. I just want it to be enough for the lifestyle that I want, because the lifestyle that I want will make me feel a certain way. And what would that feel like? It would feel like this. Let me just practice feeling like that. And then lo and behold, it all comes in. It could be 900,000. It could be 10 million. I don't even know how much it needs to be. I don't care. My take on cooking, if it takes longer to prepare than it does to eat it, it isn't worth it. Okay, that's fine. Yay, microwaves. Hi, everyone. I'm late, but I'm here. Hello, Crimson. How are you? Nice to see you. This is brilliantly liberating. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. We have a Facebook user today. Who's that? It's Margot. Hello, Margot. How are you? Nice to see you. Margot, if you don't know, there's a link in the description of this post. It's to Ecamm. You can click on it and you can tell it to let me see your name and face, because I'm using a third-party software to go live here, and it doesn't let me see you in the comments. Everyone can see you on Facebook, but I can't see you on my screen because I'm not looking at Facebook. I'm looking at my streaming software. So if you can click that link, then the next time you comment, I'll be able to see you. You don't have to do it today, but just, sometime when you get a chance. Margot says, sometimes life instructs us into taking goals we never could have imagined. Then the goals become our mission. I took too long to explain that. And we follow the mandates of our souls. That's the other thing, is that sometimes if you're working on a closed goal, I need to make this money. Because here's what happens to me, and I'll use money as an example. It's not even just, because I'll say I need to make this money by this certain day, because then what happens is the universe will, even if I'm loose in it, even if I'm open-ended enough where it's like, I want to make this money because making this money would make me feel this way, and let me focus on feeling this way, then all of a sudden the universe shows me a thing. Here's a thing with some of that money, or most of that money, or all of that money, right? Here's a thing. And now suddenly my closed-ended goal doesn't become make the money. Now my closed-ended goal is get that thing. The universe just showed me a thing. I want that thing. It's got to be that thing. Don't show me any other thing. I don't want to know about a different thing. I don't want to know about that guy. I don't want to know about that guy. That guy showed me, went like this with the money. I want that money. It's got to be that money. It's got to be by Thursday. And then Thursday comes and I don't have it. I'm like, I was very specific, right? And so I'll get closed to the how to do it. And I miss other opportunities. Somebody else will pop up, or a different opportunity will pop up. And with this Facebook group, I did it the complete opposite direction. I went, throw that crap away. I'm not doing it that way. I am just going to float through this and just be open-ended with this. I'm not going to put a price tag on it. I'm not going to put a closed goal where it has to be this big or this much money or this whatever by this date. I just want it to make me feel the way that I want to feel. and it just keeps growing and becoming more and more, and then an opportunity pops up. I'm like, that would be cool. Let me think about it, but I'm not going to jump at it and put all my hopes in that one thing. I'm not going to take all my eggs and put it in that basket. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes life instructs us into taking goals we never could have imagined. So if you're not so focused on one specific goal, then your eyes are open and your mind is open and your heart is open to other things that pop up, because it could happen a million different ways. And at the end of the day, all I want is the feeling. I don't care where the money comes from. I really don't. And that took some self-awareness and self-reflection to realize, you know what, I could win the lottery and give everything away for free and never worry about money. I could just I just wouldn't care. You know, I just wouldn't care. It doesn't have to be this or this or this. It could be anything, and I don't care. I just want the feeling. I wish you could hear my applause. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Crimson, this brings to mind what my grandma used to say: nothing worth having is worth easy. I'm sorry, nothing worth having is easy. You know, I'm sorry. You're making me laugh because I was driving my wife crazy before. This isn't going to be funny. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm only mentioning it because of what you just said. I was driving her crazy before. We were talking about we did a Whole Foods order, and they were delivering it, and it was from 5 to 7. It was going to be delivered, and we were hoping that it would come before the live so that the guy wasn't knocking on the door and the dog's going nuts while I'm live. Anyway, it came at 5:30, so everything was fine. But we're putting it away, and she said, oh, they didn't have peaches, but I got plums. And I just went, well, you know what they say. And then I just said, people like plums. And it was just the stupidest thing. And she thought I was going to say something clever. And I just said, you know what they say? People like plums. And so I just kept saying things like that. You know, I just kept saying, well, you know what they say. And then I would say something absolutely mundane. And then, and I was like, you got to stop. I was doing it just to drive her crazy. And here you are. It's like my grandma used to say. So this just made me laugh. I'm sorry for the sidetrack there. Nothing worth having is easy. That's not mundane. That's good. It's, nothing worth having is easy. Now that I'm reading that, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it's supposed to be easy. We're making it not easy. And the way that I make it not easy is by focusing my attention on the thing rather than the feeling that I want. And I think that's what I'm trying to get at here, is that at the end of the day, what we want is the way the thing is going to make us feel. So if we can find a way to focus on the feeling, we'll feel it immediately and we'll get the thing. And I think it'll be easier that way, because so far it's been so much easier this way. Hope that made sense. I just take a step forward. Hi, Kirsten. I just take a step forward. The universe has my back, so if I get a ton done, great. But if I don't, it's okay. Those are days I can do inner work and manifest happiness. It's all work to the end goal. Yeah, you know, that's another thing I heard Kyle say today. I'm stealing a lot from him today, because he was saying how we talk about doing our energy work here all the time. And this was going to be a daily fuel, but I'm going to kind of hint at it right now. By hint, I mean just say it. That a lot of times we feel like we don't have the time to meditate or do the energy work, and that if I'm not doing the work, and if I don't get anything done or accomplished, it feels like a loss. It feels like a waste of a day. But if what you're doing, Kirsten, that I think is really smart, is you're noticing that in those days, the time still passed and you were still present, and it doesn't matter what you accomplished action-wise, you can use that time to sort of do your inner work, even if you're not meditating specifically with your eyes closed and your headphones on, or however you do it, even if you're just sort of like running errands or just you getting interrupted. So imagine you're trying to get some work done and you just keep getting interrupted. Well, you have a choice. You could either be like, got nothing done today because of these, I would have done it too if it weren't for you meddling kids, and it's like, or You could do it that way and you could blame everything that's interrupting you, or you could just be like, you know what, I'm having a lot of interruptions today and maybe I'm not supposed to get this done right now, and maybe I don't need to get it done by tomorrow the way that I thought that I had to. Maybe it's not so pressing. Maybe what I really need is just some time with my heart and my mind to just sort of soak things in a little bit and just reflect on stuff. So what did you say here? I can do the inner work and manifest happiness because that's what we're doing. Thanks for that reminder. Open-ended goal. I want to write a few great pieces of music per month. Usually I outdo that. Well, that's almost the opposite of what I'm saying though, buddy. That's almost like closed goal is write 3 pieces of music per month. That would be a closed goal. The open-ended goal would be I'm going to work on my music 5 days a week. I'm just going to work on my music 5 days a week. However many pieces you get done is immaterial. You'll still get 3 or 4 or 5 finished, but your goal isn't to get 3 finished by the 30th of every month. Your goal is to work on it every day, or 6 days a week, or 5 days a week. Like my goal is to go live in this group 6 days a week. I don't have a goal to I don't have a goal to build a library that looks a certain way. I only put them in categories in Quantity Plus like a few weeks ago. It wasn't even a thought until a little while ago where I was like, these kind of go together and these kind of go together, and gee, I got a bunch of categories here, and I put but when I started it, I wasn't categorizing these. I was just doing whatever came to mind. So think of it that way. Not that I'm going to write 3 pieces of music a month, but that I'm going to work on my music every day or every Monday or whatever day. It doesn't matter when, but I want to work on it every month. That would be open-ended. The goal is to have fun. F the rules, and maybe I'll paint something awesome. I just want to work. I want to work on my painting. I just want to work on my painting. I just want to work on my art. I just want to work on my, my wife and I, we talk about our marriage and we just work on our marriage. We don't have any goals. I want to love you 5% more by next Friday. It doesn't work that way. There is no such thing as that, but we'll do that with money. I need to increase my revenue by 5% by next quarter. Why? And why next quarter? Because that's some arbitrary time frame that other people made up. You know what I mean? But, and I never wake up in the morning and go like, I don't know how to love you today. I feel like I'm out of love units. I forgot to put them in the bank. It doesn't work that way, but we do that with other things, And so with the things that come easy to us, we always have open-ended goals. In fact, we don't even know that they're goals. For us, it's just like I just wanna have fun today. I just want to make sure that we have fun as a family all the time. I just want to make sure that we're close and we're moving forward in life, and that we're supportive of our children. And they're just open-ended goals. But with business, I have closed-ended goals. I need 3 clients a month or else. It's like it just doesn't make sense. This one works for me. This one does not. And the areas of my life that work this way just are swimmingly perfect. And the areas of my life where I'm constantly making these kinds of goals, the closed goals, are difficult. They're not bad. They're not failures, but they're hard. And it's work. And it's constant how and when and all that shit, Greeting. Look who clicked the link. Man, look at that. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shin's here. Greetings all. Not the correct greeting, but I'll take it. I'm teasing you. Rob, hang on. I need a sip of water for this. I think the closed-ended goals are quite possibly a setup for disaster. Because when a time limit is involved, very often a pressure component becomes part of it. When pressure occurs often, it produces an anxiety that is so great that it impedes the concentration and direction needed to accomplish the goal. So in the end, the addition of a closed-ending goal can produce stress, which impedes the attaining of that very goal. and thus the setup. From this wasn't long enough. You had more from I don't even know where it is. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute because I wanted to riff on this. Kirsten said something about deadlines today in the comments of the setup to this post. This light is so hot today. Can you see it? I am dripping with sweat right now from this light. What do you call it? Kirsten said something about not liking deadlines, and a deadline is a closed-ended goal. I need to have this project done by Thursday, or I just want to work on my art every day, you know? And what would happen to me with client work, because clients want things done by a certain day. When will that be done is always a question, you know? When will it be finished? And then you tell them, well, I could probably have it done by next week or next month or whatever the time frame is. Great, you know? And then you go and you're like, no, I got to do it by that day, you know? And it's like, it always became a thing for me where it was like I would feel the pressure of that to the point where I would procrastinate until right before it was due and then go and put it together because it was easy for me to do. I just didn't want to do it, you know? But when it comes to art, I'm not giving myself these arbitrary deadlines. I'm just saying to myself, I just want to do this. And lo and behold, I go live every day. I never seem to have a shortage of anything to talk about. You know, it's very easy for me. And I'm now doing that with my other art projects, the video graphic novel series that I'm doing and my music, which I'm combining into one thing. And I'm just saying to myself, you don't have to make it, I'm going to produce something and put it out every month. You can just say, I'm just going to produce it and I'm going to work on it every day. And probably I'll have something, here's something this week, and then the next week I got another thing to show you, and it'll probably be more often than if I said I need to have a video for YouTube every Tuesday and Saturday. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't know how to get that done. And I'd wait till Monday night at midnight and be like, you know what I'm saying? That's the sound I make when I'm doing my work. Mikey. Unwanted moments are lessons in disguise. They are. They are. I'm sure that made sense to something I said a while back, but I'm kind of onto a different thought now. So I'm going to just skip that comment. But they are. Unwanted lessons, unwanted moments are lessons in disguise. If you're focused on a closed thing and then you get shit that you don't want, the lesson hopefully is that you're doing it wrong. Or change how you're doing it. Relax. You're okay. Chill out. Hang out with me. I'm talking to my dog. She's down here today, so I don't have to hear her feet up there. Kelly. I just turned it off. Kelly. Last night, I had an amazing experience. A prompting to literally just be with myself, doing nothing but enjoying my experience of being. I did nothing. But I rested and nourished my soul by just relaxing. What's that word? I don't know what that's supposed to be. I did nothing but rested and nourished my soul by just relaxing. If the goal for me is happiness, timeouts to recharge are super necessary. Productivity is not always progress toward the goal, and rest certainly can be. Yeah, rest is very important and very good because, you know, when I'm glad you said this, because when I am focused on a closed-ended goal, I will try to hang on. She's just growling at me to get out of here. Go. You can leave. You gotta go. She's just over there going, looking at me. Let me out. She's going to go upstairs. She's going to walk over my head a while. I don't know. I don't know what to do about her. She's a noisy dog. Anyway, so when I make one of these closed-ended goals, what I do is I will justify it by saying I can make. Let's say my goal is I want to make a video for my new art series once a month. I want to make a section video, a chapter of the story once a month and put it on my YouTube channel. And that's my goal, once a month. then what I'll do is I'll be like, well, I can break that down. I can justify that by being like, if I put like 3 or 4 hours a day into it by every 5 days a week or 6 days a week or blah, 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 right? And then suddenly it's like, okay, we're doing this. That's the plan. It makes perfect sense on paper until you start to do it and you realize, I don't feel like doing it today. So now I skip a day because I got plenty of days. And now on the second day, it's like, oh, now I have to kind of catch up. So now it's like I'm only focusing on that closed goal of getting this video out instead of my open-ended goal of, man, I can't wait to work on this. I just want to work on this. This is so much fun. And you know what? Today I'm not really feeling it because today I have all this other stuff and I know there are going to be a lot of interruptions. So I'm just going to take a day to sort of meditate and go inward and take a me day and not let the interruptions bother me, because tomorrow I know everyone's going out and I'm going to have the whole day to myself. And you know what? Maybe I'll crush it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I'll be like, yeah, I'm ready to do this now. I feel really good. Let's go with this. And then I'll probably do like 6 days of work in 3.5 hours because I just let it flow because I didn't have to have it done by the Friday. You know what I mean? When I take the deadline off my plate, now I'm just like, just flow with it. Just go. Just have fun. You're doing this because you want to do this. Nobody's like, do this graphic novel thing. It's like, no, nobody's doing that. Nobody. Except me. So good for you. Robin, to continue. However, for those that a time component works, then that works for them, right? But I think there are a lot more people for which the time limit impedes the attainment of the goal. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I had never done a study of it. It could be 50-50. I have no idea. We could be in the minority. I really have no idea. All I know is it doesn't work for me, and I think that the time limit thing, for the people that it works for, I think what they do is they say, I want to do this by this date, and they still are focused on the feeling of it. They're still focused on the, man, that would just feel so good. And then they just kind of go with it. They're like, oh, this is so much fun. And they can get in the flow. And they don't let the time limit impede them. They don't let they don't get narrowly focused on it's got to be this way, or it's got to be from this source, or it's got to be that check from that specific client, or you know what I mean? Because I do that. So therefore, just take all of that off the table for me and let me just focus on the feeling. It's why there are plenty of people where there are plenty of people in business where the set up the funnel and do it this way and have the urgency and have the this and have the that. It works for them because they don't get stuck in the muck of it. They enjoy the process. I don't. I just want to make my thing and go, here, it's over there. If you want it, go look at it. Awesome. Who's that? Who is that? What is going on with Kelly? My phone says Kelly Lorenz is what you see. Each one of those lines, each one of them says Kelly Lorenz is watching. And then if I scroll up, there's another whole batch of them. What is going on at your house, Kelly? What are you doing? Who is that? John Seavey. No, that's not John Seavey. Well, it could be, but that's not the right comment. Unwanted moments. All right, there we are. Oh, it's John Seavey. Awesome. Hey, John. How are you, buddy? The same thing. Ecamm. You know what? I'll have to link it to you guys. Absolutely right on point. I am. I think. Well, thank you. I'm glad you agree. Maybe that you weren't saying that to me, but I'm going to take it. Donna, I absolutely used to self-sabotage myself by trying to do everything at once and then feel like shit for ages. I really had to do something small that felt good and congrats myself. It took me a very long time to get this. Right, man? We give ourselves this goal. We make it impossible to achieve. And then we kick our own ass when we don't do it. We're like, oh, I'm such a loser. I'm such a this. I'm such a... Right? That's what we do. For preparation list for 4 results for poor results. Is this John again? For preparation list for 4 results for poor results. I think I know what you're saying, but I don't understand the structure of the sentence. So like the closed goals, and you've got like I'm gonna break it down, and I'm gonna do this every day, and I'm gonna white knuckle it, and I'm gonna get on the treadmill, or I'm gonna do the thing every day, or whatever. It's like, and I'm gonna break down the time period so that I can have it by that day. The more you prepare, you're going to get poor results. Is that what you mean? I think that's what you mean. If I'm wrong, sorry. LOL. With that dog. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. I know. You know, she's getting older and she's getting finicky and she's just getting like, this. I want to go over here. Now I want to be over here. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. She wants to go out. She wants to come in. She wants to hang out with me. She wants to go upstairs. She wants to roll around. She just loves rolling around on her back now. It's like, that's what she's doing. Can you hear that noise? Listen. She's on her back, just rolling around like this. It's cute watching her do it, but it's loud. Tony, my goal is to remove all barriers. Hey, how you doing, by the way? My goal is to remove all barriers, limiting beliefs created by yours truest. Yeah. That's what we do. That's what a closed goal is. It's like, once I say I need to do this specific thing by this specific date, now I am suddenly closing myself, I'm boxing myself in, because the only way I can think to do it is the ways I already know how to do it. In fact, I would suggest that if you were to say anything at all, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to get this much money, right? Then probably the goal itself is created within the parameters of your limited beliefs, because you're thinking, I really want to be happy, and the only way that I can think that would make me happy would be more money, and I guess having, you know, if I'm running a business, I guess having a $10,000 a month business would be great, or 20,000 or 30,000, whatever number is your number, right? Or to make this much by the end of the year, or anything like that. Or, you know, I want to feel healthier, and the only way that I can possibly imagine feeling healthier and fitter and stronger and happier is to lose exactly 20 pounds. Not 19, not 22. I don't want to know about those numbers. It's got to be 20, and it's got to be by Friday. And that's it. And that's it. You know what I mean? And so we put ourselves in these little boxes, and it's like, that's it. It's got to be that. And I don't see it over there, and I don't see it over there. And it's like, and meanwhile, the thing is right here, but it's like moving around with you. You know, you can't see it. I so won't do that hustle. Nah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm with you, Donna. You and me, we're done with that. Well, that's the last comment. Donna, you're going to get the booby prize again. You don't even have to fight for it anymore, Donna. You're just automatically the last commenter lately. What's up with that? Well, that's it for me, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out, chiming in, pressing that link, Shin. I appreciate that. And for the other ones, I'll give you the link if you don't see it. It's in the description. Thank you. Well, Donna, you got the booby prize. So everybody have a good night. No, you don't. What if my goal is to be famous? All right, that's a good question. Hang on. I'm gonna talk about this a second. Hang on. What if my goal is to be famous? That's really, really good. My goal used to be famous, right? Because I would suggest breaking it down to the feeling that you want. Famous is not a feeling. Famous is an adjective. I am famous. How does that feel? It could feel like shit. There are plenty of people who are famous who will tell you that they wish they weren't. And there are plenty of people who are famous that love it. So you get famous, and it comes with a feeling. You're going to like it or you're not going to like it. You want what you think being famous is going to feel like. That's what you want. You're saying to the universe, I want this feeling, and it has to be from being famous. You could be wrong. What if being famous sucks? What if you realize I'm so famous and now I don't like the paparazzi following me around, or I don't have the privacy that I used to have, or I never realized that being famous came with all this responsibility that I don't really feel like dealing with. I just want to paint, right? We think fame means money or fortune or accolades, And we think that that comes with a certain feeling. Focus on the feeling that you want. What would it feel? I want to be famous. Why? Because it would just be amazing for people to go, Crimson, yay, or Bobby, yay, Donna, whoever you are, right? All of you. It would be amazing. Sure it would. So focus on that. I want to be respected. I want to be recognized as a leader or as an accomplished artist. So famous could be the outcome, but what you want is the feeling that you get, because that would make me feel like this. That would make me feel amazing. That would make me feel great. The words are going to be boring because they're all going to break down to happy. It's always going to be because that will make me happy, right? But what does that happiness feel like? What does the fame that you're imagining feel like in the terms of the happiness that you're looking for? Feel that, imagine that, and then say to the universe, that's what I want. Well, how would I get that? Well, forget about the fame for a moment. In order to be a famous person by painting and stuff, you got to paint. So I'm just going to paint every day. I'm just going to work on my painting, and I'm going to be the best painter I can be. I'm going to be the best artist I can be. I'm going to be the best whatever you want to be famous for that I can be, and work on that. And then you'll find the happiness that you want in the working on it. And people will recognize it, and you'll get the respect, you'll get the accolades, you'll get the money, you'll get the stuff. And then one day you'll realize that, wow, I thought I needed to be famous like worldwide on billboards and stuff like that. But in reality, I bet there's like 150 people who know my name, but I have everything I want out of this, Or it's like, I've always wanted to be famous, and now I am. It's like, look at me, I'm on Times Square billboards everywhere, and it's amazing. But it's not because you worked really hard to figure out how to get famous, and let me call this PR agency, and let me run these sales leads, and let me do this and that. It was, let me just work on my thing and go with the flow of it. What if I want to be famous? What if I want to be rich? I want to be a billionaire so that I can have that. I'll never forget seeing a guy on the Tony Robbins. I think it was that movie Netflix did about Tony Robbins. I'm not sure, but it was something about Tony Robbins. And there was a young man who was talking to Tony, and he's like, I want to be a billionaire. He's like, a billionaire? Wow, that's amazing. He's like, why do you want to be a billionaire? He's like, well, because I would need to be a billionaire for the lifestyle that I want. And he's like, well, tell me about the lifestyle that you want. And he's like, I want to have a private jet, and I want to have a house like this, and I want to have this, and I want to have that. He's like, what else? And he's like, I don't know. I can't think of anything else. And he listed all these things. And Tony went through everything that he said, and he broke it down. And it turned out that the guy would need about $150,000 to $200,000 a month to live like that. And he's like, dude, that's barely $1 million a year. You do not need to be a billionaire to live that way. You could live that way on 6 figures a month. And the guy was like, holy shit. He's like, so you just got the wrong goal. He's like, you got to focus on what this lifestyle feels like to you and the way you want to be, rather than this arbitrary, I need to be a billionaire, because now all you're doing is noticing that I want to be a billionaire. I got $427 in the bank. That sucks, and now you're just seeing this gap, and there's just no way that you could see to get to $1 billion. And you don't even need that much. So I want to be famous. Well, why do I want to be famous? Because I want to feel like this. Well, now I'm working on my art, and I'm starting to feel that way, and I realize I didn't need to be all over Times Square or on the cover of every magazine in the world. Maybe I'm famous within the world of people who know this thing, like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're a painter in a specific genre, and you're famous in that genre, but the rest of the world could give two shits who you are, and you don't care because you don't care about them and they don't care about you. So that's what I would say to that. I guess we're not done. Good question, Crimson. I think fame for an artist is having their art out there and having their art seen, and people say, oh, I think that's artist's name. That's all for me. Oh, Robin. I want to be a billionaire so I can paint every day. But I can paint every day. That's it. That's it exactly, right? That's what we're talking about here. I want all of this so that I can do this thing. Well, what's stopping you from doing that thing now? Well, nothing. Then go do the thing. Okay. I'm happy now. It's like now you're happy, and all of a sudden this other stuff will just pop up. because they were arbitrary. They were collateral stuff. But we feel like we need this stuff in order to do this, but really we just need to do this or feel this. And that's it. I gotta find a solution to this dog thing. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with me again. Crimson, good question at the very end there. I'm gonna split, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful night, except you, Donna. You have a nice day, and then a wonderful night. And that's it. I'll see you later. Kirsten, you get the booby prize now. Thank you. Bye-bye.